Maryland, we're going to see, and as you talked about in our open, Justin, I'm not sure I've ever seen a bigger volleyball team than this in the college ranks. This is a very big bunch of young ladies, and they're not going to be in the least bit intimidated by this environment. So it's up to Georgia Tech to cause them to really get out of their system, and I think Georgia Tech feels like they can have some great success if they can get Maryland out of their system early.
We'll see if they're able to do that. The visitors, Maryland, will be serving first. As soon as things get set up, these two teams led by very experienced coaches. Of course, Bon Szymanski in his 6th year here at Georgia Tech as the head coach. Janice Kruger, the head coach at Maryland, the dean of ACC volleyball coaches.
Been coaching forever.
20 years in College Park.
And then 10 more years besides that. And she's near the top of the ranks in terms of wins and everything else. And Janice has clearly set the standard at Georgia in the ACC. But again, tonight's going to be about what happens on Georgia Tech's side of the net. And I think that they need to get off to a good start here and stay focused on what they can get done.
Teddy Doucette serving. First swing, Chrissy DeMichaelis down for the kill.
And that's the element that Chrissy DeMichaelis brings to the floor, is the straight down power. And she may be the single best overall hitter on this Tech lineup. As you saw there, that was straight down power that Georgia Tech has really needed over the last several weeks.
Michelle Candell serving for Tech. They'll go down the outside. That ball was wide. The swing came from Beth Gilman, senior out of Cincinnati. So Tech immediately up 2-0.
Good start for the Yellow Jackets. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I know they are painfully aware they're going to stay focused tonight on finishing. Great serve by Candell.
Gilman trying to decide if she wanted to take that one or not. It was right down the line, and she missed past it.
Well, that was a split between Zone 1 and Zone 2 called by Bon Szymanski, and they served right into the setter stack. Brilliantly done by Michelle Candell.
Candell 3 in a row, trying to make it 4-0. Swing, kept up and alive.
Nice up by Niekamp there.
Now a chance for Maryland to get their first big swing, and 2 touches. Arlene Hawkins, the up official, says 2 touches, 4-0 Georgia Tech. And this is certainly the run that Tech wanted to start things off on, but they've done that a lot this season. There's a swing from the big player, Meredith Doyle, the sophomore out of McLean, Virginia, 6'5".
Doyle this time going with the right side slide, going off 1 foot. That's just a spot over, not even hit that hard as you see in the replay there, Justin, just to the right spot in the floor.
They'll go over for Stegman, which is down right on the line. Stegman makes it 5-1, and we'll get to serve.
Maryland arguing a bit about that call, but Arlene Hawkins basically confirming what the linesperson called, which was that was on the line.
Here's Stegman, the senior from Germany. A free ball now for Tech. Wow.
That's going to drive Bon Szymanski absolutely crazy.
Had a tough serve. It was mishandled by Maryland, and then everything mishandled by Tech.
Yeah, a free ball back is a ball that should be dug up right to the setter and put straight down.
Maggie Schmelze serving for the Terps. They'll go over to DeMichaelis. DeMichaelis blocked and down.
Well, it's a tough situation. The pass really didn't give Allie Niekamp any place to go, and Chrissy was basically set where she had to swing hard and just hope she could swing past, but she has to learn in that situation maybe to swing over the top of that block and learn to play another day.
Well saved by Niekamp as DeMichaelis touches it over. Swing and kept up.
Great up by Stegman in the back row.
DeMichaelis blocked Stegman, doing well defensively, that's for sure. And DeMichaelis 3 swings. Here comes a swing from Keening, Michelle Keening. Great rally here, down and a point to the Terps.
Well, this is Maryland's first run. You see the physical nature of Maryland Terp volleyball, Justin. They're big and they're physical in the front row. Georgia Tech, though, believes they can counter the athleticism, and if they stay in system, they absolutely can.
Schmelze trying to even this game at 5-4 after Tech was up 4-0 from the back row.
Oh, and there's the block.
Callie Miller getting her first block of the game.
Yeah, and Callie Miller is one of the few players in the Georgia Tech team who's not looking up at anybody on the Maryland side of the net. And you're going to see it from our net cam here. This one's going to go straight down. That's textbook block by Callie Miller. all over that ball. She read it perfectly.
So Lindsey Gray to serve for the first time tonight, and that tough jump serve.
Right.
Handled by Schmelze well. Swing, just out of bounds. That was Mary Beth Brown.
Thought she was going to get a touch there, but Georgia Tech was able to stay away from reaching at the line that time.
Gray, another good jump serve. Swing down again. That's Usher. 6'3" out of the middle blocker.
Yeah, and she's been beat up a little bit and missed a few matches from injury, but she's available back tonight for the Terps, and that's a big victory for them, getting her back in that lineup.
How tall is Maryland? Their libero is 6'1". You don't hear that a lot.
You don't hear that a lot, except when you talk about international.
On the men's side. Callie Miller getting a kill this time. 8-5 Tech, and she'll go back to serve.
Great execution of the slide attack that time. Very well done by Georgia Tech.
Miller's had a big couple of weeks. Strong performances. A swing coming here from Jade Brown. Brown gets her first touch and gets it typical Jade Brown fashion.
Straight over the top of the block. And Jade Brown's only 5'10", but believe me when I tell you that Air Jade doesn't need any more height in order for her to execute her offense, because she's that good. One of the best hitters in the ACC, and you're going to hear her name called a lot tonight. In the 6-2 offense that Maryland plays, she comes in the front row and this new setter in the back row. But Tech is, actually I lied, at this point in time, Maryland is actually staying with the 5-1.
Here's Brown again, kept up well by Candell. Here's a swing from Kellogg.
Smart shot.
Line.
That's a great shot by Talisa Kellogg. TK that time just split the block, goes deep into the block. And this ball may or may not go down, but what Talisa knows is it's not going to be an out ball, and Tech's defense will learn to play another day.
Allie Niekamp on the service for Tech. Touched over this time by Usher and down.
Yeah, nice play by Usher. Just couldn't quite exactly swing hard at that ball, but she found a way to put it down.
And now Usher will serve. 6'3" out of Vienna, Virginia.
Maryland, as many teams have tried to do this year, is going to short serve Georgia Tech.
Big swing from Gray from the back row. Now here's Brown. Candell there. They'll go to Stegman. Tries to go through the block and kept up. Great play there by Maryland, but right on top of it was Nikki Kameniskas to drive it home.
Well, Kameniskas that time waited, and when the ball came up, she was ready, sitting and waiting there. Nice job here. Good movement by Tech, back and forth, back and forth. This ball comes up and over. You see Nikki being real careful not to penetrate too early. Waited till the ball got in the plane. Just popped it straight down. Good rally, good work by Tech. What Tech is going to do is they're going to chase Jade Brown around the court everywhere they can with a double block. Everybody else they feel they can handle with solos. They know they've got a double block, the senior power hitter. And here she goes again. 2 blocks up. That time Kellogg and Kameniskas combining, making sure that Jade Brown's always going to be looking into forehands all night long.
So 12-7 as Tech has extended its lead yet again. Jordan McCullers taking her second serve. Here they come, a bit off the net is Gilming. DeMichaelis, touch.
A little bit too easy that time.
Here's Brown.
There's going to be a free ball back to Maryland. A little bit of miscommunication that time. And there's, wow.
Not the cleanest of rallies all night.
Well, there's a couple of different calls could have been made there. And
2 touches that time on Maryland.
And Janice Kruger is going to take her first time out, it looks like. She's just getting a bit away from her too early.
So Maryland will take a timeout here in game 1, trailing 13-7. We'll see how they handle things when we come back to Georgia Tech. Here's the serve for Tech to start things out at 13-7. They'll go to Brown. Great dig by McCullers. And back over. Touched over and down.
Good job by Tech. Good job by Tech on defense, keeping it alive. And again, you see the impact of these lineup changes with DeMichaelis in the front row and Jordan in the back row. It does provide some different looks and some improvement from Bon Chemansky's perspective in the front row attack and the back row passing. And it may be enough to get Tech over the edge of where they were trying to close some of these matches out.
Maryland serving, that's Kenning. They'll come down to Stegman, and off of Stegman's head. It was blocked off of her head. It was going to be out of bounds, but Uli didn't know where the ball was falling.
Nope, and they were all telling her to get out of the way, and she just couldn't get out of the way in time. It's one of those freak plays. Everything worked the way it was supposed to work, just unfortunately to protect, not able to get the point.
13-9. Maryland trying to cut into that lead. The Tech has stretched it out to 5 a couple of times tonight. Here's Stegman trying to redeem herself. Touch over into open space. That's Mary Beth Brown.
And that's called being big. All she had to do was reach up and just poke that ball deep, and it worked out perfectly.
Service coming from Kenning. Check that from Teddy Doucette. DeMichaelis swings. Kept up. Great dig that time by Kenning. DeMichaelis again through the block. Here comes Gilming, blocked at the line.
And so Kaminskas and Stegman are showing they can do just as good a job in blocking. When you get a team out of system and you get 4 hands on the ball like this, Kaminskas and Stegman can do just as fine as anybody else in the country when you put 4 hands on the ball.
Down off the hands as Gilming gets the kill. Blocked out of bounds by Georgia Tech. A 3-point game here in game 1.